Hi everyone. I wanted to document how I take a bath every single day. I haven't had hot water in my bathroom for 2.5 years. Um, Even when my hot water heater failed, and I had to get a new hot water heater, my landlord did that. But when I told her I still don't have hot water in my bathtub, she ignored me. She talks down. She get hostile with you, just silent you. And meanwhile, I have energy weapons being shot into my apartment, holes drilled up in my ceiling from the crawl space, and the maintenance man allows anybody to come into my apartment who's a Scientologist. They do fair game. Fair game, again, it's like Antifa, Black Lives Matters. They can just come after you. All these groups of people work together to harass you, to stalk you, to entrap you, to murder you, to assault you, to defame you. And the police, Wilcox Police Station, stands by and allows this. I had one officer describe, when I was complaining about what they're doing to me, and I had a police report from the July 1st, 2020 assault. The officer who took my report said, "Oh, well, they're monitoring you. They know what they're doing." So they're allowing this domestic terrorism from this fake ass cult, this cult that calls themselves a religion, that's tax exempt, that taxpayers pay, comes from taxpayers at the end of the day, to pay these monsters to be predators and attack people like me. So, Detective Brandsetter, Detective Lou, Sergeant Skyver, Officer Ferguson. There's so many officers that just turn a blind eye, and when you have to make a police report, they complain, they bitch, they talk over you, they try to distract you because they don't want you talking about details, or they just might avoid you. They don't want to take the police report. So anyways, I haven't had hot water in my bathroom for 2.5 years. The plumber came the other day and I had some warm water coming from the shower head. And when you leave your house, you never know what's going to happen to your apartment next with these maintenance men. These people, they won't even give you their names. The one who's really you can't trust him, he won't even give you his name. This guy's so shady. And they have access to your apartment when you leave. And I have Americo, the maintenance man, telling me he's let people into my apartment. They're from Scientology. These people are in big trouble. So anyways, I have no hot water. All of a sudden, one moment I had hot water in my shower head. Not hot water, but warm water. And the next minute, I don't got shit. So, it's constant harassment. But, so this is how I take a bath. I fill this bowl up with water. And then I dump it in the tub. And they know how I take a bath because I've been telling my manager for 2.5 years and she ignores me. She just doesn't do nothing about it. She won't even switch me units. So what's really annoying is, if you're someone like me that likes to work out, it takes an hour, 2 hours to work out. That's not even getting dressed, doing your hair, or doing your makeup. And then you got to sit on the fucking toilet seat and you got to fill the, warm water. It's not even hot water from the sink to the bathroom. And, when I got assaulted from Fair Game Scientology in 2019 in November, my landlord out of the blue shames me. I was a quarter mile away from my house. She shames me and tells me the guy lives in the neighborhood. It's they all know what's going on when you're getting assaulted, where you're at. And then they come in your apartment and they put holes in your ceilings from your crawl space. They bug your apartment. Scientology Fair Game is connected with our government, and they're allowed to torment, harass, assault people, be predators. And the government makes it tax exempt for them to do this. It's called fair game. It's like Antifa. It's like Black Lives Matters. And people need to wake up to this. So anyways, yeah. So if they're not putting energy weapons into my apartment to kill me, roast me, cook me, they're harassing me by not giving me hot water in my bathroom. I have to get lukewarm water from my sink and put it in the tub. And on top of that, my landlord is frauding the city. She's getting COVID payments. She's harassing us with eviction, 3-day eviction notices. for COVID money, left and right. And these units aren't even fixed. These repairs have gone unrepaired for years. It's like 2.5 years. So I want to document what I have to go through in this apartment complex. And when you've been beaten down, you can't keep a job, because when you leave the house, you don't know what's going to happen to you next. And the cops just let it happen. They turn a blind eye. Because Scientology, fair game, you're talking about Scientology. The root of Scientology is, they got CCP connected. They got George Soros connected. And listen, I've said this a million times. We all know what happened to District Attorney Jackie Lacey when she prosecuted a Scientologist who was raping women. He was stalking them, because these are what these sick assholes do. They're sick. They get children to take part in stalking. So, Jackie Lacey, district attorney, was getting pressure to prosecute. She did. These people violate civil human rights 24/7, up and down. They use the community to do it. They will tell people you're a drug addict. They'll say something so defaming and just destroys your character. These people can't wait to get their hands on you. They could say you're racist. They make up stuff. And if you're someone like me who years ago did massage, went to healing hand school, and you don't want to be a sex slave, and you piss the wrong people off, they'll have their they'll have their fair game people come after you and tell everyone, oh, you're a prostitute. When you don't lay down to the agenda, you get canceled. And then they have you falsely arrested. They have these stings. They abuse you, even though and then they want to put you in prison for 10 years when a Scientologist jumps on your car when you're just trying to do your job. Your car's not even moving, and then you got people coming into your apartment stealing your shit when you have to be detained, unlawfully detained. This goes on and on. So I just I know I'm ranting, but this is how deep this is. It's like a never-ending web of like harassment, assaults, defamation, assaults. So here it's like I don't have hot water in my bathroom, so I have to fill it up in the sink. And when I'm not doing this, I'm getting bombarded by energy weapons. I'm being cooked. And my landlord, Nora Abbott, N-O-R-A, Abbott, A-B-B-O-T-T, she takes part in this. She protects the criminality. She has given me 3-day eviction notices when I'm trying to document on camera of the assaults. The July 1st assault, she pulled me into her office downstairs and told me I cannot be taking pictures of these people. And I had just... I've been getting chased in and out of my building. They wait for me outside of my building, parked in cars. And then when they feel that they can assault you and get away with it, you're not supposed to take pictures of them. And that's what she was telling me. And when I stuck up for my human and civil rights and told her she's violating them, she gave me some, papers, 3-day notice, I have to leave. So this is like, the insanity. These people are insane. So, this is how I take a bath. It takes a couple hours, to get some decent water. And I can't really stay on doing this video much longer because the water's going to get cold in the bathtub. Long story short, my landlord is collecting COVID money in these units. She's stealing from the city, and these units haven't even been repaired. And it's not just the hot water. You got faulty windows, that water comes in when it rains, it floods, you destroys your carpet, whatever you have in there. Endless leaking underneath the sinks. So it's just, you just have to live with it. And code enforcement, Tony Robles lied. They knocked on people's doors. They didn't enter August 20th. They lied. They falsified reports that these units were in tip-top shape. When they didn't enter, they didn't inspect. They stood outside the door. And Tony Robles wasn't even here. There was an African-American man my landlord was with Nora Abbott, they were opening the doors to these units. And when I opened my door, because I was doing videos, political videos, I was home due to COVID and I was getting attacked, so I wasn't leaving much. When I opened the door, the African-American man from code enforcement said he wasn't going to come in. He just wanted to know if our fire alarms were working. He didn't come in. He didn't inspect nothing. And when I started telling him things of what was wrong, he like cut me off. I couldn't even finish telling him the list. And he reassured me he just needed to know about the fire alarms. So my landlord is kicking people out if they don't sign COVID papers. I think she falsified some COVID paperwork, or she made me sign because she was pressuring me for COVID money when, it's been 2.5 years. And, this is 1963 North Cahuenga Boulevard in Los Angeles, 90068. This is 1963 North Cahuenga Boulevard in Los Angeles, 90068. So there's a lot of retaliation, She protects Scientology, fair game. These people harassing me, chasing me. They've broken into my window. I woke up, they were breaking into my window when I was asleep. She protected them. She told me I couldn't take pictures. This lady, Nora Abbott, is such a predator. She's a creep. And my front locks they don't even work properly. And Tony Robles lied to me. He said she has a report that she's supposed to fix these things, and she tells me she doesn't have to because he hasn't told her. So Tony Robles at code enforcement in the city of downtown Los Angeles, he tells me one thing, and I have him on video. I'm going to put it up. I have him on video telling me one thing, and then I get another story from his supervisor. Nobody wants to commit to what's really going on in writing. So Tony Robles tells me one thing, and my landlord tells me another. So this is what code enforcement does in Los Angeles. People are living like me. There's people in this building that their ceilings caving in, and somehow my landlord is able to get COVID money for units that they're not repairing. So that's it. And the police protect this agenda. Sergeant Skyver, Detective Lou, Detective Brandsetter. This agenda, like Black Lives Matter, Antifa, but it's called Fair Game by Scientology, where their members get paid to come after you, assault you, stalk you, defame you, jump on your car, have you falsely imprisoned. And you got, court-appointed lawyers, you got judges that are in on this agenda, and they just pick up where their members harassing you, doing fair game, left off. And they'll try to falsely put you in prison for 10 years. So, I don't know if you guys can see. But I just want to show you guys how I have to, what it takes for me to take a bath. And again, my landlord is falsifying paperwork and in conjunction pressuring people to sign paperwork for COVID money from the city. And she threatens them that they're going to get evicted left and right. I have so much paperwork of her giving me 3-day notices. And, when you stick up for your rights regarding smoking, people smoking in the building, she ignored my text messages for 6 months. Over 6 months, she just completely ignores you because, if she's not getting COVID money, she ignores you. And then when you have to knock on a tenant's door, like I did, she gives me 3-day notice that I'm being a nuisance because I knocked on his door. And then he cussed me out, and he's a Scientologist. He's also stalked me. So she has certain people harass people in this building, so she doesn't have to give you your deposit back. She also had that blonde guy that smokes in an apartment here. He harassed this woman who was doing a Zoom call in her apartment. He said she was too loud, and the landlord said, I guess she's being loud. She wasn't being loud. And they gang up on people like this so they don't have to give them back their deposit. you know, and they steal stuff out of your apartment. I've had stimulus money stolen, $500 when I went jogging. The maintenance man, you know, they keep track of who's in their apartment. They steal your stuff. Again, if they're not drilling holes in your apartment, in the ceiling, in the walls, from the crawl space, if they're not in your crawl space, this is the insanity. And they allow fair game people who don't live in this building to come in this building, to come in my unit. I have the maintenance man admitting this. And the landlord, Nora Abbott, has told the maintenance man not to talk to me, to stay away from me. So, oh yeah, and she also tells him, she tells Americo to pretend he can't speak English when she talks English to him all fucking day and night. So this is the criminality. I live like in the left radical hellhole that's protected by police. The police protect this agenda. They don't do shit about criminality when you're getting attacked and stalked by Scientology fair game. And this is how I have to live. Let me pour some of this out. I have to get warm water because there's no hot water in my sink. And pour it into my bathtub. So I'm going to be dealing with the city. I'm going to let them know what this landlord's doing. But I think, you know, stealing COVID money when these units aren't even fixed is a damn shame. And Tony Robles, code enforcement in downtown Los Angeles, doesn't even inspect units. He lies, he falsifies reports, and he's allowing these landlords to get COVID money, relief money. So we got huge problems. And, you know, I've already paid the price with Scientology with them having energy weapons shot into my apartment. I caught that on video for you guys. My landlord won't even fix my locks. She's getting COVID money from the city. She's fraudulently stealing COVID money from the city. Alright guys, I just wanted to make this video showing how I have to live. If I'm not being assaulted, if I'm not on crutches, if I'm not having stuff stolen from me, then putting their hands on me, falsely imprisoning me, drilling holes in my ceiling, you know, it's like, this is how I have to take a bath because, and there's so many empty units here. My landlord could have moved me years ago. She refuses. She's a bitch. She's a bully. She's unprofessional. And she gets off on this. She's a creep. She's a weirdo. And somehow they know what you're saying on your phone. They know who you're talking to. They know what you're saying in the bathroom. They somehow can see you in your apartment. And they can somehow shoot radiation into your apartment to kill you. So yeah, this is 1963 North Cahuenga Boulevard, and I'm saying it because I'm sick of living like this. And they're trying to kill people too. So there you have it. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next video. Even the stopper down there and the tub doesn't work, so I have to stuff plastic. She never wanted to fix that either. That was like that when I first moved in. But she'll try to sneak in your apartment when she doesn't have notice. When you give her written notice that she has to contact you because, you know, you got to reschedule because you have to call code enforcement, they're on their way. They'll sneak in your apartment anyways. But they won't fix what they're supposed to fix. And I caught her on camera doing that as well. Alright guys, this is the end of my rant. And I hate to have to rant, but when I don't document stuff, it's like, you know, these people. Listen, if I get murdered in my apartment, it's Scientology fair game. There's the Celebrity Center on Franklin Boulevard. And then we have police like Ferguson. We got Detective Brandsetter, Detective Lou. We got Sergeant Skyver. They allow this criminality to go on. So it's assault after assault. And then I have my landlord, Nora Abbott, who protects the criminality, tells me I can't document the criminality. And then I have the energy weapons. So my maintenance man here at 1963 North Cahuenga Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90068. And it's Sabat Management, SABAT Management. And then we got Tony Robles, the code enforcement, who's enabling these criminals to be criminals by falsifying reports saying that these units are all great, that everything's in tip-top shape, that he inspected them when he never inspected them. He doesn't walk into the units. He doesn't inspect nothing. And if we take a look at I have to cover that stuff up because it's like there's so much junk in my vent. There's so much junk in my vent. And he's saying he inspected everything. I have to cover my vent because stuff starts falling on me from my vent. And there's no way I'm opening that up. There's mold in this apartment complex. There's so many chemicals and dirt and disgust, just disgust. They don't maintain nothing in this apartment complex. And you know, they're getting COVID money. There's nothing's being repaired. So I just wanted to make this video, how I take a bath. I don't have hot water in my bathroom. I have lukewarm water in my sink, and I have to put that in the bathtub because there's no hot water in my bathtub or shower. And it's been over 2.5 years, and my manager, Nora Abbott, is threatening people with eviction notices to sign paperwork so they can get COVID funding when these units aren't even repaired. So I got to document this stuff. You know, I got to micromanage these monsters because when they're not stealing from the city, they're killing you with energy weapons in your apartment. All right, guys, this is how you get to see how I get to live. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone. Be good to each other.